Alright, so we're back on the 2,000 point battle report. I got Imperial Guard versus Necrons. I'm playing an armored company, rather. I have a Wyvern, 6 Chimeras full of veterans. 3 of them have plasma guns, 3 of them have melta guns. All of them have carapace armor. I have a Hellhound, a 2nd Wyvern, and then I have a Leman Russ command squad over there with the Punisher being the commander. And over on this side, we have a Ghost Ark with 10 warriors in it. Another Ghost Ark with 10 warriors. Squad of Wraiths with a Destroyer Lord. Back in the corner, we have an Annihilation Barge. Behind that can, we have another Annihilation Barge. And over underneath there, we have 10 Immortals with a Veil Cryptic and what's his name? Stormlord. The Stormlord, there we go. And then in reserve, the Necrons have 2 Night Scythes with 5 warriors and a Doom Scythe. And I have 2 Vendettas, which are completely empty. We're playing Big Guns Never Tire. I have 3 objectives on my side. Necrons have 2 on their side. It's Night Fighting turn 1, and currently I have first turn. But Necrons are going to try and seize with the Stormlord's seize ability, and they will. They don't even need Stormlord. So we're back with Necron turn 1. Alright, so back at the end of Necron turn 1, and it was pretty devastating after the seizing initiative. The Stormlord blew up this Chimera, killed 3 guys in the explosion. They actually broke and ran. He blew up that Chimera over there, killed 1 guy in the explosion, and they held just fine. The 2 Ghost Arks moved up, did a single hull point with their Gauss weaponry to this Chimera, and they shot into my Leman Russ command squad and did a single hull point to my Demolisher. That's all I did turn 1, but they got first blood from the lightning, so hopefully it ends next turn, but knowing Dawn, he'll roll well and it won't end. So we'll be back with the IG's response and see what we can do. Alright, so the end of Imperial Guard turn 1, it was okay for us. Everything on this side of the table pretty much shot into the Wraiths. I was able to kill 3 of them. And then my tank squadron over there, my command tanks, fired into that, what's that thing called? A Ghost Ark, there we go, and got a penetrating hit and blew off one of the guns. But it's at least its shielding is down, so it took a whole point. So we'll be back with Necron turn 2 and see my other reserves come on. Alright, so we're back at the end of Necron turn 2. It was a decent turn for the Necrons, I think. They fired in. This Annihilation Barge moved flat out, so I had to snapfire. Not move flat out, but anyway, I had to snapfire. Moved 12 inches. But got all 4 6s to hit, so got a bajillion shots and wrecked this Chimera. Didn't explode it, just wrecked it. The guys piled out. They were assaulted by the Wraiths. I actually did 1 wound in combat. Go me. There's 3 guys left. They're falling back. I actually made it out of combat, so they could rally. Over here, a Night Scythe came on, fired in, and did 2 wounds to that Chimera. The Ghost Ark fired into the Hellhound, did nothing. That Ghost Ark fired into that Chimera and did 2 hull points, and then the other Annihilation Barge moved up and tried to finish it off, but got no hits. And then that is actually the Doom Scythe. We got these the cool Necron flyers here, the one there and the one over there, another one in reserve. Doom Scythe came in, shot my command squad with its little death ray, and actually exploded my Demolisher. So it's just my Punisher left alive there, my Warlord. And we no longer have night fighting. The Stormlord rolled a 1 for his night fighting, so we're not fighting in the dark anymore. That's good for the guardsmen. But back with IG turn 2 and see what we can do. Alright, so the end of Imperial Guard turn 2, is it? Yeah, turn 2. I got both my Vendettas on. We did some pretty good damage this turn. I was able to wreck my own Chimera, trying to move out of terrain. It only had 1 whole point left, and I immobilized myself coming out of terrain, so wrecked it. But the guys did not pin. My 3 little guys falling back rallied, and actually were able to snapfire and kill a Wraith. All the other little guardsmen there fired in to kill the other Wraith. The Destroyer Lord is unharmed, though. He's perfectly good to go there, so he's going to go kill something. I fired in with this Vendetta and did a penetrating and glancing on that, but he jinked and made both of them. And then the other Vendetta, though, did 3 pens on the Doom Scythe and able to wreck it. No jinks were made, so it crashed. I was able to blow up that Ghost Ark, and then the Hellhound took care of everybody inside of it. And I threw some random barrages on top of the Immortals way in the back and killed 3, but 1 stood back up. So that was the extent of my turn. The Wyverns haven't been too great this turn, but there has been a lot of troops on the board to kill. So hopefully they'll do good once I can get some guys on the table. But we'll be back with Necron turn 3 and see what happens. Alright, the end of Necron turn 3. We just had some repositioning. The Jinking Night Scythe flew up and actually put 2 hull points onto my Vendetta. I actually jinked myself and made one of my saves that would have died. But so the Vendetta's down to 1 hull point left. Destroyer Lord came up and assaulted the 3 guardsmen that were left standing there and killed them, of course. And we took a hull point on the Hellhound from the Ghost Ark. And then finally, the Stormlord squad tried to veil all the way into my backfield and actually mishapped, but just went back in reserve. so they're not on the table currently. And that's what we got from the Necrons. The other Night Scythe did not come in, obviously, but we'll be back with IG turn 3 and see what happens. Alright, so the end of Imperial Guard turn 3. It was a decent turn for us, I guess. I was able to put 2 wounds onto the Destroyer Lord there with my squads that are moving up behind the building here. My one Vendetta that was that jinked last turn flew off the table. And this other one came over this way, and I was able to take out this Annihilation Barge here. That was pretty much it. Oh, no, I lied. I did a single glancing hit to that Annihilation Barge there. And that is all I did. I kind of just repositioned to move my 2 Chimeras up. There's an objective in that crater. We're playing big guns, so that Annihilation Barge actually scores, so it needs to die. And that's where I'm at. So we'll be back with Necron turn 4, so their last flyer will automatically come on and see what happens. Alright, Necron turn 4. Just when I thought I kind of had him a little bit, they come back with a vengeance here. The other Night Scythe came on and did 2 hull points to my Vendetta and immobilized it, so Vector locked it. The Annihilation Barge fired in and killed that Chimera. The guys inside fired in from the Ghost Arc and killed 5 of the guys who bailed out. All my veterans have carapace armor, so they're making some okay saves, I guess. Pask back there. My Warlord, by the way, is Pask. He's in that tank there. He took 2 hull points from side shots from that Night Scythe. The Stormlord teleported in with his Veil Cryptic back here and shot all but 1 guy to death in that veteran squad. And then finally, this guy here, the Destroyer Lord, assaulted in and blew up one of my 2 Wyverns. So that is where we're at on turn 4 for the Necrons. So we'll be back with turn 4 for the IG. Alright, the end of Imperial Guard turn 4. My one Vendetta that was Vector locked flew off the table because it was pointing over in this direction. Other Vendetta came on and shot into that Night Scythe and blew off its weapon. So it's just going to be flying around dropping off troops now. My Melta squad came over here, bailed out of their Chimera, and blew off the top gun on that Annihilation Barge, but still there. Over here we killed the Destroyer Lord finally. He went down and did not come back up. And I fired everything that could really get in range of him into the Immortals and frickin' HQ, or whatever his name is. I always forget. Stormlord, there we go. I was able to kill the Cryptic so they can't veil around anymore, but the Stormlord only took 1 wound, and there's still 4 Immortals left alive. And that was really my turn. Oh, and I blew up one of my own plasma guns snap firing at flyers. Don't snap fire at flyers with plasma guns. Bad idea. But that's where we're at. So we'll be back with Necron turn 5 and for the objective grab. Alright, back at the end of Necron turn 5, and it was a pretty good turn for the Necrons. This Night Scythe flew over here from, he was on top of that cannon last turn, they kind of swapped places. This one flew down here, shot the side armor of my Chimera, and exploded my Chimera, killing half of my squad. And then the warriors from inside this Ghost Arc, being his open top, jumped out and assaulted the remainder of the squad and killed them. And that huge pile is now on top of an objective. Back over here, you can't see them down there, but the warriors bailed out of that Night Scythe and are surrounding that objective. That Wyvern is still there though, so we have a shot there. And the Immortals moved over this way. There's an objective under this building, and they fired into this squad. My Sergeant was in the back because there was a Destroyer Lord over here. But being as they shot the squad in the back, killed the Sergeant, they rolled an 8 for their leadership, broke and ran, so they're currently falling back. And these warriors that bailed out over here shot and killed Pask. He only had 1 hull point left, and they gauzed him to death. So my Warlord is down. And that is it. So we'll be back with IG turn 5 and see if I can jump on some objectives. Alright, so the end of Imperial Guard turn 5. Right now the Guard have it if the game ends. I flew my Vendetta over here and took down that Annihilation Barge. And then pretty much just consolidated onto objectives. I ran and got the one here in the middle. I have 2 Lonely Guardsmen sitting down in this one. And then I contested that one over there with a single Guardsman that I left alive. I actually fired and killed all but 1 of those warriors and 3 stood back up. But that's where we're at right now. So the Guard are up by 1 if it ends. So we're going to roll the dice, see if it goes on. Whoop. There it is on a 3. So we'll be back with turn 6 for the Necrons. Alright, well, turn 6 for the Necron was amazing. They did pretty much everything they needed to do. This little 5-man squad here moved up. Could see a couple of my guys hiding behind this bastion. Fired in, killed just a couple, but then I failed my morale check. And I only have 2 guys left, so I need Snake Eyes to rally, so the likelihood I get back to the objective is very slim. And then over here, Emotech the Stormlord, the star of the show, moves up and uses his Striking 6 AP1 beam weapon and blows up my Wyvern, and the explosion from the Wyvern takes out my lone guardsman contesting the objective. So Emotech by himself clears everything off that objective. And then my Hellhound that was set to roast all the warriors next turn gets taken out by 2 Gauze shots from these Immortals over here. So I only have a Vendetta left right there. And that's actually pretty much it. I have 2 guys down here and 2 Vendettas. So back with IG turn 6, and I don't even know what we'll do, but we'll do something. Alright, so the end of Imperial Guard, turn what the frick? Turn 6, that's what we're on. This Vendetta flew up because it was vector locked, so it couldn't go into hover mode. Just shot some las cannons and the guys holding the objective. They went to ground, made all their saves. This one decided to get all squirrely on him and shot Emotech. Did 3 hits, 3 wounds. He failed 2 saves. He'd taken a wound earlier, so he died. But then, of course, he will be back, so he is still there because he's a mook. And my guardsmen, of course, kept running because they need Snake Eyes to rally. So that's where we're at. You want to grab that big old dice there and give it a roll. We're going to see if it goes on to turn 7. It does not, so the Necrons pretty handily have it. They have 2 objectives, one there and one over there. They have First Blood, Warlord, and Linebreaker, of course. I have 1 objective down here. Oh, and they have 2 heavy support choices, so they 2 Wyvern. I have 1 objective, and I also have 2 heavy support choices, so it's going to be 11-5 for the Necrons. So the IG aren't tabled, but definitely not a win for them. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back later.